I'm here at the Risk 5 Summit and I'm having a conversation with Chris Morrison from Agile Analog. And he just explained me, you are an analog guy. What is an analog guy doing in this Risk 5 digital world?
Yeah, well, that's a question that this week lots of people have been asking me. It does feel a bit like being an analog guy in a digital world, but all these digital guys need to interface with the real world, which is analog. And I'm here this week to talk about our analog subsystem that we have for Risk 5, which is all about trying to make it easy for digital designers to interface with the real world, whether it be timing or whether it be voltage regulation or sensing a heart rate or pressure or temperature. There's a whole myriad of things that need analog.
Yeah, because I understand from what you have been explaining earlier is that companies are struggling with this overlap, the transition from the analog world to the digital world, the analog IP to the digital IP. How is that possible? Because basically the whole world is analog.
I think Risk 5 has been amazing in terms of opening the door to lots of new people to create chips for the first time. It's a really great ecosystem that's supporting both open source and closed source IP that allows people to do their own chips for the first time. But the analog bit's always been seen as a bit scary and difficult, and what we do is we take our analog and we wrap it up in digital so that it looks like digital to a digital designer. It's in a format they understand in System Verilog. It's got the digital timing models that they need, because otherwise when you come to take analog, you're presented with all the analog flows and analog tool chain that if you're a digital designer you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And there's a really steep learning curve to learn how all that works.
Yeah.
And to make sure it works nicely with the digital in terms of when you cross from the analog to the digital in that mixed signal space, there's a lot of additional verification required. And
Yeah.
what we want to do, unlike most analog IP that's on the market today, we want to take that problem off the customer and we'll do the mixed signal verification and present it as a digital block to the integrator.
So basically you're wrapping up a sort of the analog world or what there is into a sort of a digital package which can communicate or with anything which is digital. But this wrapping up, is that what you do with the Risk 5 IP?
Yeah, so we're not actually using any of the Risk 5 IP ourselves. We're stopping at the bus level where you would take AHB or TileLink or whatever interface that you're using and connect that up to your system. We're not competing against the Risk 5 vendors. We're working very much with them. So you can go to a company like Andes or Semidynamic or Codasip or Imagination, and you can pick up your digital block from them, and then you can come to us and pick up the analog block, and if you tie the two together, that's you got a complete chip ready. Our differentiation is that we can create analog that is on any process. We can customize it for a customer's own needs and to their exact requirements. So we've been an analog IP company. We're about 6 years old now, and we have a wide range of analog IP. The reason we've come into this Risk 5 environment is we had customers looking to take our IP and put it in their system, and they didn't have the people to do the integration well. They really found the integration difficult. Now, as the people who design the IP, we realised that actually we're best placed to do that crossing from the analog to the digital because we know how our IP works.
Yeah.
So we added this as an extra feature into our products. By taking a subsystem approach, we ensure that the multiple bits of analog IP that we have play nicely with each other. They don't interfere with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We can optimize the area because we can control the layout we have for them. And we can optimize the power because we can put blocks that need to communicate with each other, we can put them next to each other. So on the analog side, there's benefits, but even more than that, on the digital side, that mixed signal boundary where there's clock domain crossing issues and bus domain crossing issues and reset domain crossing issues, we can verify all of that because we know how it's going to work, and we can verify it with our digital and deliver that as a whole package.